What's up YouTube, it's TCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be ranking down the top 15 best cards from the Mega Evolution set releasing on September 26th. 3 prize Pokemon Mega Evolutions are here and yeah, there's going to be quite crazy in the meta game. We're going to be counting down the top 15 cards, so hopefully you guys are excited. If you are, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Only takes 1 tiny second every time, but does help out the channel tremendously, and I actually put a lot of time and effort into this list, so hopefully you guys will enjoy. If your opinion is different, also let me know down below which card you would include or exclude from this top 15 list. And without further ado, let's dive into it right from the get-go with number 15, Mega Venusaur EX. Mega Venusaur is a Pokemon with a high amount of hit points. Let me just state that. It has 380 HP. If you slap a Hero Escape on this guy, you're actually having 480 HP. Why is it so low up on the list, might you ask? The reason for that is that we're in a meta game right now where there are Pokemon out there that can easily one-shot. I'm not talking about Roaring Moon with Frenzied Gouging, which is also still a rogue deck, but I'm talking about Gholdengo EX and Roaring Moon, not Roaring Moon, Raging Bolt EX, which have multipliers that can easily take care of Mega Venusaur EX with the resources that they come packed with. So Mega Venusaur EX, you do come packed with Solar Trance, which can allow you to move your grass energy from one Pokemon to another as often as you like. And in a format with Teal Dance, Ogerpon, it's going to be quite easy to get your attack cost filled up. Another cool thing is that we get the Vitality Force, which is like a Forest of Giant Plants, but a little bit nerfed. You cannot use it on your first turn, but as soon as your second turn is there, you're going to be able to evolve Bulbasaur all the way into Mega Venusaur EX by slapping on all your evolution Pokemon. Slap down Bulbasaur. That's cool. Slap down the stadium, and now out of nowhere you can slap down Ivysaur, and on top of that Mega Venusaur EX instantly because of that powerful stadium. And there's even the Wally's Compassion out there, also a new card, allowing you to heal all the damage from one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon. In return, you put all the energies attached to them back into your hand, which means you can then reuse stuff like Teal Dances, or if you're not using Teal Mask Ogerpon, it's going to be better to transfer the energies to a Pokemon on the bench, use Wally's Compassion, and then transfer them back over with the Solar Trance, and then Mega Venusaur EX is completely healed up. As mentioned here, Mega Venusaur EX, it is weak to fire, doesn't seem to be all that relevant, although in the upcoming set, Mega Charizard X seems to be a problem, which is also gonna be another one of those decks that can one-shot you. We have Gholdengo, we have Raging Bull, we have Roaring Moon, we have Mega Charizard X, so there is a lot of problems. Even though you have a lot of hit points, there's still Pokemon out there that can one-shot you. That's why it's only on the number 15 spot. Then we have number 14, Mega Mawile EX. This is also, a 3 prize Pokemon, but it's a basic Pokemon, so slapping it down, instantly 270 HP, so yeah, 3 prize Pokemon have entered back in the game. Let me know down below in the comments as well if you're enjoying 3 prize Pokemon in the game or not. I don't know if it's going to be that hurtful because the current amount of Mega Pokemon don't seem to be that game-breaking. They're giving up half of your prize cards, might I add. But, so this Mega Mawile comes with the Greedily Devour, 80 damage for every prize card you have taken. So it's pretty much a beat stick in the late game. So it's a sweeper. As soon as you have taken, like, let's say 4 prize cards, you're slapping 320, which is the exact same number to knock out something like a Dragapult EX, which is totally awesome. You're going to be able to power this up through the means of the Assembly Alloy of an Archelodon EX, or maybe you're playing an Armor Rouge box and playing some copies of the Prism Energy. That's also a way you can get it off. Or maybe you are playing a Terra box deck, which already plays Metal Energies for the Pikachu, the Terra Pikachu, which is actually kind of nerfed with this set because 300 damage output is a little bit lackluster for Terra Pikachu. So maybe Mega Mawile can be your big beat stick in the late game instead, which is going to be able to clean off because, as we all know, Terra Box can take prizes easily. We have Wellspring for the early game, and the mid game there's a little bit of Lillie's Clefairy action left and right, and we have the Mega Mawile, which can also have its spot in one of those decks. So it's sliding in here on the number 14 spot for me, Mega Mawile EX. Continuing on, we have Iron Defender. This is going to help out all the metal decks. And also, if you were wondering, the Mega Mawile does come back with a second attack, but you're never going to be able to get that off quite easily. So that's why we're focusing on the Greedily Devour. With that being said, Iron Defender here is going to be an item card. If you slap it down during your opponent's next turn, your metal type Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon, including Pokemon you put into play after you played this card. And there's also a stack, so if you slap down 2 Iron Defenders, suddenly you're dealing with reduction of 60 damage. This could be nice to, of course, protect your Genesects from being knocked out quite easily by something like, for example, Blood Moon Ursaluna. but also can protect your Goldango EX up against annoying Chiyus that want to one-shot you and just take prize advantage onto you. But there's also a world where Archilon EX survives an attack from a Terra Pikachu for 300, so there's a lot of options where Iron Defender, even if you're only playing 1 or 2 copies, can be the difference between a one-hit KO and not a one-hit KO, which is gonna help you win games. Or maybe you want to be playing the ultimate defensive deck, Copperajah EX, which already has an included reduction with its ability, and then slap some Iron Defenders on top of that. I'm definitely going to be seeing Iron Defender having at least a one-off in stuff like Goldango, because you're already playing Arven. Sometimes you're playing Cypher Maniac as well, so there's an easy way to find Iron Defender at the correct time. So that's why I'm sliding in here on the number 13 spot. Continuing on, so we had Mega Venusaur 15, 14 Mega Mawile, 13 Iron Defender, and now we have 12 Mega Kangaskhan EX. This is another 3 prize Pokemon, so we're talking about the 3 prize Pokemon. They're gonna be, of course, having impact in the metagame. Mega Kangaskhan, 300 HP. And the thing I find about Mega Kangaskhan is that if you combine this with something like Heroescape and the Bouffalant with from Stellar Crown, you're going to be having quite a defensive Pokemon. Combine that with some penny action, and out of nowhere you have maybe a wall deck. But as mentioned, too many one-hit KO decks in the format, so that cannot be a thing. But this is going to be more useful as a deck that's going to be drawing cards. With the Run Errant, you're going to be able to draw 2 cards if it's in the active spot. Every deck out there playing Latias might think about this card. Just slap it down on the bench. It's not a weak HP Pokemon because it has 300 HP. I know the opponent can like go for it and knock it out, but in specific decks out there, when you're only playing like, let's say, 2 prize Pokemon in general, they will still need to knock out 3 Pokemon, so it doesn't hurt your prize trade all too much. And that's where Mega Kangaskhan could see its usage. Then you can draw cards with Restart with Mew, Run Errant with Mega Kangaskhan, and Pheasantipede, in total drawing yourself a whopping 8 cards. So drawing cards is good in the game, and Mega Kangaskhan will see play just because of that reason. Number 11, Mega Signal. Mega Signal is going to be an item card allowing you to search your deck for a Mega Pokemon. It doesn't seem all that impressive, but yeah, searching out Pokemon without a downside is definitely a great thing. And that's why I included here, because it is searchable through the means of an Arven. So that means if you want to have your Mega out, maybe you're only playing 1 Mega like the Mega Kangaskhan for the draw power, it's going to be easy searchable. Although Mega Kangaskhan can also be searched out with stuff like Nesball, the Mega Signal puts it in the hand. So coming into play effects on potential new Mega Pokemon could be huge. Also, finding your evolution Pokemon has never been easier. For if you're only playing a focused Mega deck, maybe you're playing a Mega Abomasnow, even though that card did not make the list, it is still going to be quite interesting. And I put it here on the number 10 spot because this is going to be not the only Megas we're getting. I know we're seeing a couple cool ones, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Lucario. I know they're going to be seeing play, but there's going to be more Megas coming, 100%, and that's why this card is in here, sliding in on the number 11 spot. Number 10, Mega Manectric EX. This already saw some play over in Japan, so people are experimenting with this card. Has free retreat, and there's a bazillion ways to power up a Mega Manectric. We have Electric Generator. If you're feeling lucky, that's going to be the easiest way to power it up. Magneton, you can blow yourself up and then accelerate 3 basic energies. That's going to also be a nice way to power up Mega Manectric. Or the Dynamotor of Electric, recently released in the Black Bolt set. So there's enough answers out there. Even if you want to go crazy, you can also rely on Joltik. Maybe you're playing Mega Manectric with other cards as well. So Joltik with Jolting Charge can also be a way to power it up. So powering it up is not an issue. Its first attack prevents all the damage done to it by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon, which means you can wall out decks like Raging Bolt, for example, so that is actually kind of cool. But we're going to be in a metagame where there's going to be tons of evolution Pokemon out there, meaning that the effect of Flash Ray will only be useful up against stuff like, for example, the Raging Bolt matchup. The second attack, though, does slap 200 damage, and if you discard all energies from this Pokemon, you can slap 330. 330, this is the perfect number in the format if you want to knock out stuff like Charizard EX, Dragapult EX, Gardevoir EX, Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. That's all good and well, but you're a little bit lackluster against opposing Megas that have more HP. Think about Mega Gardevoir EX, for example. I know you can one-shot an opposing Mega Manectric, but you're a little bit short with the damage output, so unfortunately, that's why it is on the 10th slot on this list. It is a very cool option to add into your Miraidon base deck. So Miraidon tandem unit, get your Electrike, get your Magnemite, and turn 2 you can slap huge damage and then end it off with something like the Zekrom EX from Black Bolt. All possible, but Mega Manectric is not going to be the most impressive card you've ever seen. Number 9, Dangerous Ruins. We're actually getting a lot of cool stadiums in this set, I'm not gonna lie, they're very impactful. This is another one. Dangerous Ruins, whenever any player puts a basic Pokemon, except for Darkness Pokemon, onto their bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. This is very, very huge for spread-based decks, or if you want to abuse your own Munkidori. Decks like Archaludon EX can abuse this because you can play the stadium, and now you no longer have to have the Team Rocket's Venture Bombs going left and right. You can instantly slap down Munkidori, and at one point in the game, you can use that Darkness Energy attachment of turn to then use Adrenabrain. That's where I see it's being played mostly. You have Dangerous Ruins with Munkidori. It's a match made in heaven. Munkidori damages itself because coming into play effect of the Dangerous Ruins, and you can instantly transfer it over to the opponent. So decks like Marnie's Grimmsnarl will love this, although stuff like Dragapult EX as well. So you can go for Hawlucha plays with Dragapult, but sometimes when you have your new up energy already and you have your turn attachment for the following turn, slap down Munkidori with the stadium. And also if the opponent, if you're playing a high amount of these stadiums and the opponent wants to bench their Pokemon that they have in hand, they're already damaging themselves, which means the Phantom Dive is going to be way more dangerous than ever before, hence the Dangerous Ruins. For me, it slides in here on the number 9 spot for sure. Moving forward, number 8, another stadium, Vitality Forest. This allows you to evolve, as I mentioned, your grass-type Pokemon instantly. So it's a nerfed-down version of the Forest of Giant Plants, which was utterly broken. So, or even broken time space way before that. You're going to be able to evolve instantly, but not on the that player's first turn. So in your first turn, you cannot get it off. But as soon as your second turn starts, you have full control over evolution. Slap down a Dweeble, get down the Crustle. That's an option. Slap down your Chikorita, go into Bayleaf, go into Meganium. It's all possible in one single turn, as soon as your second turn. As I mentioned here, because Vitality Force has that little text up on the card, so it's not like broken and needs to be banned. Meganium also is a card that did not make the list quite yet, but it is a very good card, transforming every basic grass energy into double grass energy. So deck like Teal Dance, Ogerpon is going to be really loving the effect of the Meganium. But yeah, I didn't find like too many suitable partners except for like Hydrapple EX and Teal Mask Ogerpon, so that's why Meganium did not make the list quite yet, but it's still a great effect of Vitality Force to showcase how easy it is to get these kind of Pokemon into play. Think about Mega Venusaur EX with the Solar Transmit that we recently talked about. This is also a nice way to get it into play instead of relying on Rare Candy. Vitality Force is 100% better than relying on Rare Candy because you cannot use Rare Candy if you're item locked, and with Vitality Force you can evolve your Pokemon quite easily. So yeah, sliding in here on the number 8 spot. I wonder if there's any more grass type Pokemon that I forgot about or new ones that will release, making this card utterly broken. Number 7, Lunatone. And I'm also going to group Solrock in this because they're going hand in hand. If you're playing Lunatone, you 100% need to play Solrock. And the reason why you have to play Solrock is that if you have Lunatone on your bench, you're slapping 70 damage. 70 damage is crucial. Think about Ralts. Think about, it also isn't affected by weakness and resistance, so think about Hoot Hoot, think about Charmander, Dreepy, I could go on, Duskull, Marnie's, Impidimp, Solrock just slaps all of them out of existence for just a single energy, which is totally nuts. So you have an early game pressurized attacking Pokemon that could be useful in stuff like Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt already has Fan Rodent, but this is way easier to pull off, and it also has more HP. Talking about Lunatone, which is the way more important card here. Lunar Cycle. Once during your turn, if you have Solrock in play, you may discard a basic fighting energy from your hand in order to draw 3 cards. You cannot use more than 1 Lunar Cycle each turn, so it's not stackable, unfortunately. But you're drawing 3 cards, so it's even better than Radiant Greninja. How many cards played Radiant Greninja during its heyday? A lot of them, just for the draw power. And now Fighting type decks are gonna be pushed all the way into a higher tier because of the draw power. You have a Lunatone draw engine. Having a Lunatone draw engine also comes back with early game pressure of a Solrock, and that's why it's so good, sliding in there both on the number 7 spot, and they will see a lot of play. Unfortunately, Lunatone is actually only locked at fighting type decks out there. So think about Cynthia's Garchomp EX, which I recently lost to in a cup, by the way. So that could also be a boost for a deck like that. You also can use this in Raging Bolt, for example, so you can get those energies in the discard pile, so you can go for Professor Sawdust Vitality. And if that was not enough, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a Mega Lucario deck that's really going to be focusing on this as a draw engine, and also coming back with a new item card, the Fighting Gong, searching in your deck for a basic fighting Pokemon or a basic fighting energy and put it in the hand. So you have versatility in that card as well. Pushing this all the way to the number 7 spot, Lunatone, the draw engine, in combination with Solrock, the early game aggressor. Number 6, the Gong itself, the Fighting Gong. I recently explained it already. Yeah, this is a flexibility that is nice. So as mentioned, you can find yourself the draw power of Lunatone. You can find yourself the basic energy and clutch. That means you need to play less energies in your deck in general if you're playing a high amount of Fighting Gong, making your deck more consistent, because in the beginning you can get your basic Pokemon out. In the mid to late game, if you want energies, you can get energies. Cynthia's Garchomp EX sometimes is lackluster because you don't find your energies at the correct time. You have to play stuff like Earthen Vessel, which you cannot get all the time. This is going to be a nice way. You can be playing a high amount of Fighting Gong for your setup going, and yeah, you can also find your energies with that. Also, Riolo is going to be a nice way to fetch that because it has 80 HP and it's not searchable with stuff like a Buddy Boffin. So Fighting Gong is going to be the bread and butter for every fighting deck moving forward because it's very, very good. Then we're going to be going all the way to number 5. The Mystery Garden. Mystery Garden is one of those cards that, yeah, if you take a look at it, oh, dang, does Gardevoir need more support? Exactly, that was my first thought as well. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 1 energy from their hand, and then draw cards until they have as many cards in hand as they have Psychic Pokemon in play. This is utterly insane. If Gardevoir didn't have draw power because it lost refinement, it totally has draw power right now. I'm gonna give you a little example. Let's say we are the player that is still on 6 prize cards and the opponent actually just knocked some of our Pokemon out. That means we can go Lillie's Determination. There we go, we have 8 cards. Let's go. Then we play Ultra Ball, play Earthen Vessel, play some stuff left and right, and you have no more cards in hand. Then you can go for a Mystery Garden to draw all the way back until you have enough. Yeah, let's say you have 5 Psychic type Pokemon in play, draw until you have 5. Play some more Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel left and right. Then you can use Mew, which is awesome. You have some more cards. Oh, look at it, it's a Nazball. Get the Pheasantipity on board, which you still have a bench space for, and then out of nowhere you still draw 3 cards. You can draw like insane amount of cards because Lillie's Determination, Pheasantipity, Mew EX, and the Mystery Garden. Mystery Garden by itself can also replace something like Artisan if you're playing a high amount of Ultra Ball, because that means if you're playing so many more basic Pokemon, let's say you're playing 4 rolls this time around, you're going to be having this as a draw engine, protecting yourself from late game Ionos as well if they don't have a stadium bump. So yeah, draw power for Gardevoir. Who would have figured out that Gardevoir needed this? I wonder if any other Psychic type decks might try this out. I could not think of any off the top of my head, but maybe like Slowking Xatu, that could be something that could draw cards, but they need like the Academy at Night to put a card on top of the deck, so that might not be the thing. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about Mystery Garden and Gardevoir getting more support. Number 4, Mega Lucario EX. The reason why Mega Lucario EX is one of the strongest Megas out there is because it gets so much support. Look at the right side over here. We have the Premium Power Pro. This is going to be very similar to Electro Tablet, or actually was it Electro Power? Yeah, Electro Power back in the days of Team Up, or the Power Tablets in the days of Fusion Strike Mew VMAX. Slapping more damage is always good. Definitely because it's before applying weakness and resistance, meaning that Aura Jab could be slapping more damage. I'm gonna give you a little example. You're up against a Mega Kangaskhan EX that is weak to fighting. You're slapping down 1 Premium Power Pro, and out of nowhere your Aura Jab, which is turning into 160, goes into 320, knocking out the Mega Kangaskhan EX. The only reason why it is not utterly broken is that Gardevoir really keeps this card in check. For 1 energy, you're slapping 130, and you can accelerate 3 fighting energies from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way that you like. This also means you can power up your 1 prize Hariyama, and Hariyama, if you evolve into it, actually has Boss's Orders in an ability. So you have Gust, you have consistency with Fighting Gong, you have more damage output thanks to the Premium Power Pro, and you have a secondary attack slapping to 70, which means if you slap down 2 2 premium powered pros at the same time, which you can do. It's stackable. That's going to be a 330 damage output, again enough to knock out the most powerful Pokemon in existence out there: Charizard, Dragapult EX, Marnie's Grimmsnarl, all the good stuff. So Mega Lucario, the only downside is that you're utterly weak to Mega Gardevoir and just a Gardevoir deck in general. Like a single Drifloon that can just slap you out of existence. And you're also giving up 3 prize cards. But yeah, Mega Lucario, I wonder where it's going to be going in a couple of months. Because at the moment, Gardevoir is still the top deck to beat. And maybe there's going to be cards releasing that's going to be keeping Gardevoir in check, making this card way better in the future. Alright, that was quite crazy. Now, number 3 is going to be the Fighting Premium Pro itself. I think this has a lot of potential with Mega Lucario EX, but it could also be having potential with other cards. I'm thinking about Cynthia's Garchomp EX. Yeah, the Corkscrew dive for 1 energy allows you to draw cards until you have 6, but only slaps 100 damage, which is a little bit lackluster because you cannot knock out stuff like Pheasantipity, even though it has weakness. I know you can rely on the Rose Raid, which Cynthia's Rose Raid allows you to slap 30 more damage, right? Imagine you have a couple of Rose Raid out, and then you have a couple of Premium Power Pros. You're going to be able to one-shot also almost anything in the game, because let's say you have 2 Rose Raid out. That's 160 with the Corkscrew Dive. That means with 2 of these Premium Power Pros, you can knock out yeah, the basic EXs in the game, which is awesome. And the Draconic Buster can also slap ridiculous amounts of damage. So Cynthia's Garchomp also gets quite the buff here, because we're getting so much fighting support. The Fighting Gong, the Premium Power Pro, really going to be helping the archetype out as well. Not only the new Mega Lucario archetype, also Cynthia's Garchomp. Already you're playing a rogue deck like Conkeldurr, which is having a little bit, yeah, numbers that are a little bit too short. Let's say, imagine you want to be knocking out a Mega, it's going to be way more difficult. I know you have the Binding Mochi, pushing this to like, I would say 290 combined with like the poison damage is 300. With 1 Premium Power Pro, you can knock out stuff like the Charizard. So that can also work in that rogue deck. Number 2 is Mega Gardevoir EX. Why is Mega Gardevoir so high up on the list? The reason why that is that Mega Gardevoir EX now has a tank. You know what that means, right? Gardevoir can go Iono to 1 with having Mega Gardevoir EX in the active position. The opponent saying like, I cannot deal with this at all. We have Mega Symphonia as well, slapping 50 damage for every Psychic Energy attached to all of your Pokemon, meaning if you're playing like, let's say, 7 Psychic Energies, you can now one-shot other Megas as well, definitely combined with some Monkey Dory action left and right. This is going to be quite impactful because Mega Gardevoir will be the way you can one-shot numbers that are a little bit difficult to hit with stuff like a Drifloon, and also you have a tank that can be sit in the active position, preventing the opponent from knocking you out. And if you don't find your Psychic Energies, you can also go for the Overflowing Wishes, getting a Psychic Energy instantly from the deck to yeah, your bench Pokemon, every one of them. Kind of crazy. I know it gives up 3 prize cards, but Gardevoir is very good at the dictating when the opponent takes prize cards, and this can be like, oh, your opponent only needs 1 more prize card, let's hit him with the Mega Pokemon in the active position. Also, might I add, we get a new Kirlia, that's crazy, allowing you to get 3 Pokemon instantly from the deck. That could be Pheasantipity, Gardevoir EX, and a Monkey Dory, for example. You can get 3 Pokemon with the Kirlia. And if that wasn't enough, we're also getting the Ralts that allows you to draw cards in a pinch if everything is going bad. And there is Mystery Garden as well to draw a ton of cards. So do I need to say more? Gardevoir at the top tables, 100% with the Mega Evolution base set. But there's one more card that is going to be in almost every deck out there. It is going to be my undisputed number 1, Lillie's Determination. I know what you're gonna say. Wow, is it better than Iono? Well, for setup-based decks, it is. Decks that have control to take multiple prize cards at once will love this because you can keep yourself at 6 prizes until you get 4 prize turns and something like that. Dragapult EX and Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX are masters in doing that. You have, of course, the situation going around. You shuffle your hand into your deck, and you then draw 6 cards. 6 fresh cards, hand refresh is awesome because, as you all know, Iono puts the cards on the bottom of the deck, but sometimes rare candy based decks, you say like, I have a rare candy, but I don't have my evolution, and now I have to Iono my rare candy on the bottom of the deck, and that is really, really bad. With Lillie's Determination, it is way better. I know you don't have the hand disruption that you love with Iono, but Iono at one point will rotate, and Lillie's Determination will be definitely a consideration in stage 2 decks because shuffle and draw 8 is insane to get your candy stage 2 combo going. Marnie's Grimmsnarl also doesn't love the fact that you have to sometimes research away resources that you could use in the late game. Think about your Maractus that you want to be keeping on. Think about your Darkness energies, otherwise you have to shuffle them back in the deck. Charizard EX has the same problem. If it wants to play something like Research, it really hates playing stuff like Research. That's why I went for like 4 Iono for Arven, but Iono in the beginning of the game is not that powerful, so Lillie's determination will help a lot with that. And I'm a big fan of, a supporter that's going to be universally loved in a lot of archetypes out there. Deck building is awesome because of this brand new card. Yeah, and then we have a little bonus. That's right, this video is not over. Let's go. The bonus is going to be this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me enlighten you. Psyduck is releasing, finally, after half a year already being released in Japan. We are getting the Psyduck finally revealed in a blister pack of Mega Evolution. So I'm grouping it in here together. If I had to like put it into a set, I would be going definitely in the top 3 because Psyduck is going to be putting things in check. Everything that wants to blow itself up no longer has an ability. What does that indicate? Dusclops, Dusknoir, Magneton, all of those Pokemon that want to blow themselves up. Yeah, even Fortress or whatever. You cannot use the ability any longer. Meaning that Dusknoir based decks will finally have a counter. If you're having trouble against Charizard Dusknoir, or if you're having trouble against Dragapult Dusknoir, you can now have your simple Psyduck, which is going to be really useful for archetypes like Eaton's Typhlosion, even Wugtrio. Like every one price deck that loses to like Dusknoir shenanigans now has the answer. Psyduck. I am very, very happy we're finally getting this card. It's unfortunate that we didn't get it for the World Championships. Could have helped me out a ton. But yeah, Psyduck is finally here. It's going to be releasing in a triple and this blister pack, so it's going to be in the format. Will that indicate that people will play less Dusknoir? It all comes down to like, it's the Shaman effect, right? Or let me just say this, it's the Decidueye effect, right? If people don't respect it, it's going to see play. If people do respect it, it's not going to see play, and vice versa. Imagine you think everyone's playing Psyduck, but then nobody's playing Psyduck, so you're playing Dusknoir. That's going to be the effect of a card like this. We're seeing the same thing with Shaman, Baby Raging Bull, Wellspring Ogerpon. Do they have free game or nothing? It all comes down to if the opponent is playing them, but if a high amount of people are playing those sniping cards, then Shaman will return, making these other cards a little bit bad. It's going to be the same story with the Psyduck. I hope that makes sense. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It helps out in many ways. You have no idea. I'm forever grateful if you would do so. And I have one last question for you guys. What is your favorite card that you are looking forward to in the Mega Evolution set? Is it going to be Psyduck, Lillie's Determination, any of the Mega Pokemon out there? For me personally, if I have to be honest, I'm a very big fan of the Solrock Lunatone package. I'm all for new draw engines, and this is going to help me because I love deck building. That's going to be the best way ever to go. So yeah, check out the sponsors. They make the daily content possible. They are on the screen right now. Check out DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. 5% off using the coupon ZAPDOS5. TC Evolutions for the damage counters and ability tokens. PotownStore.com for TCG Live code card needs. You can get 5% off using the coupon ZAPDOSTCG. And CardMarket.com for European players where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. You can use the referral name ZAPDOSTCG to help support the channel. Thank you all very much for watching today's upload. I am very grateful that you stuck it all up until the end. And I will see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Have yourself a good one. Peace.